All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to actually start getting real results with cold email overnight. Like, it actually becomes ridiculously easy when you apply the stuff that we're going to talk about in this video. No BS, as always, no fluff, real proof, only using actual strategies that I actually use for my agency in real time. And if you watch my videos, you know I show you everything that works and doesn't work in real time. And a lot of these campaigns I build live, but you should not be struggling with cold email in 2025 going into 2026, because again, if you do the stuff exactly how I tell you to do it in this video, you will get the results that I'm getting. As you can see, 28K deal came in 2 days ago. I put up a video about it, and if you're watching this, there should already be my client's live call reaction, so you can see what that's like when you get your clients and yourself that kind of results. But anyway, this is how to make winning in cold email ridiculously easy. This is a masterclass. Perhaps I'll change the title of this video in the future to Cold Email Masterclass, or how to win with cold email going into 2026. But anyway, so we're going to talk about how to actually cut through in cold email deal generation going into 2026. But beyond that, how to actually cut through as a marketer, period, because you got to think bigger. Anyway, the link to this document, by the way, is always in the description. These documents are free. You don't have to pay for any of this stuff. I don't make money off of this content or this stuff. So have at it. Anyway, I have done this twice now. I've won with cold email pretty big twice now in 2 different businesses, 2 completely different industries. 20K plus a month in my first business and just under 50K a month in my second business. I put up the entire case study in this video on my channel. I've also linked it in this document. And now I'm building my marketing agency, Vintascale, in real time in front of you. In front of you all, which I have been documenting since day one. So this, as always, again, is a no BS guide. I would recommend that you download this document for free once you're done watching this and go through it to make sure you're applying it, because most people binge content but don't actually ever do anything, and that's why they remain poor. And poor is a disease. Inaction is a disease. The document is linked in the video description, like I said before. Anyway, before we get into it, let me introduce myself, because that's important. Why am I even qualified to talk about any of this if any of the stuff I just told you hasn't made it clear? So my name is Pablo. I'm the founder of Vintascale, a B2B marketing agency. We currently generate over $250,000 a month in deal flow for our clients with AI and cold email. Here's a tweet. Shout out to Daniel Fazio. But anyway, he doesn't know who I am yet, and this is just a cool moment for me. He shouted me out on Twitter. I shouted him out. So there's a reason why I included him in this document. I will come back to this. Anyway, follow me on Twitter, by the way. So I'm making this video, like always, because my goal is simple. It's to help you make more money. Because when you make more money, you'll trust me more, and you might become a client of mine and make even more money. And then I will make money, and we'll all be richer. Wow, funny enough, I spelled money wrong. But anyway, to scale, you either bring in more business, so you bring in more deal flow, you charge more, or you close at a higher rate. We help other businesses make money by helping them generate deal flow by building and running cold email client acquisition systems, thereby bringing in new deal flow into the business, allowing them to scale very quickly. Now, I make no income claims. Results are not typical. I have to go through this because there's just a lot of BS on the internet. So here's some proof of what we do. Again, you can get this document in the description. 70K deal we generated. This was August 4th. It's August 27th at the time of recording this. I broke the deal down. Here's a case study breakdown with a client. Here's a real-time client reaction when we got them a huge $40,000 deal. This is a behind the scenes breakdown. I linked the videos in this document. Here's the architecture we built for the client that got us this 40 grand deal. Here's some more internal campaigns. We do this quite routinely, 33 grand, 66 grand. Here's the actual one of my client actual testimonial interviews with them. Here's the 15 grand deal that we generated. This was last month. Anyway, let's dive right in. So here's the truth about how to succeed in cold email in 2025. Going into 2026, I'm trying to position you guys ahead of the curve, ahead of the game. And you'll realize when we go through this stuff together, that most people are so easy to beat. You don't have to worry about things being saturated, because that just means there's a lot of losers and little kids in this game. And I'm going to show you how to dominate and crush these kids in the way that I'm doing right now. And this is why it's so laughably easy, ridiculously easy to succeed and win. Whether it's cold email, whether it's organic content, whatever it is, it's all the same. It's all the same. The strategies are all the same. But anyway, this is the stuff. Like, if you watch my videos, you'll be one of the most lethal cold emailers on the planet, period. And marketers, right? But anyway, this is the stuff that nobody talks about. The only person I have seen talk about the stuff that we're going to talk about in this video is Daniel Fazio, which is why I shouted him out at the very beginning of this video and in this guide, right? So these videos that I linked at the bottom right here, actually, not the bottom, right here. These videos from Daniel Fazio, I watched them a few months ago. And these videos, they're clips. These videos opened up the door for me for success in cold email and sparked a large part of what I'm about to talk about. It's only right that I link them here. So I always give credit where credit is due. I wish I could find the original videos. I didn't have time to go back into the rabbit hole. The long form video, I wish I could find where these clips came from. But anyway, these are the clips that I'm referring to. So you have them right there. But anyway, so you're going to watch these clips. What essentially he's saying in these clips is, you know, if there are two people who send a cold email to a prospect, right? A really wealthy giant B2B business, right? And with the same offer, all things considered, everything is the same offer, same copywriting, same everything. The person who's going to get the response, the person who's going to get the booked meeting, and thus the person who's going to get the deal is the person who has the most social proof and social presence, right? And so when that prospect looks you up, which is exactly what they're going to do, and I have proof to prove it, which I'll show you in this video, they're going to see if you are about what you're about, if you are who you say you are. And the person who has the YouTube videos, the tweets going on, so on and so forth, that person is going to get the deal over the person who tries to remain mysterious and off the internet every single time. So that's exactly what these two clips are about. So watch them. Download this document. The link is in the description. Again, it's free. I should be charging for this, but it's free. Watch them. Anyway, so what I'm getting at by even linking these clips in this tweet, and the proof is in the pudding. I mean, here I am interacting with Daniel, who's one of the biggest in the world right now in this space, this marketing, agency, make money online space. So why is he interacting with me, right? And how did I even get his attention, even for that instance? So what I'm getting at here, this is not the first time. Like I do this stuff. My last bit, I'm not going to get into it. I've linked everything in the above case study right here. All right. So you just go watch that. This all works together. But anyway, so what I'm getting at here is a term that I coined, Pablo, called success multipliers. Now I included a screenshot here. This screenshot is from my cold email money printer blueprint. You can also get that via the link in the description. It's free. Get it for free. It shows you how to literally print money with cold email. It shows you exactly what to do. You just check off all the boxes. You can get it for free. I've also linked it in this document too. So you don't got to run around clicking links in my description. But anyway, so these success multipliers are the things that help you stand out in cold email. It takes that concept Daniel Fazio talked about, and it goes way deeper. And everything that you find in this cold email money printer blueprint, I've actually built this live on YouTube, if not for YouTube. But every single box is a place where I have made a huge point of discovery and or made a mistake and overcame it. And so I mapped out exactly what to do. And so we do this for our clients, and this is how we're able to generate them such huge results so quickly, pretty much without fail, unless they're just a bad client. It's a literal blueprint. Anyway, have it. But success multipliers are things that help you stand out in cold email. So back in July, last month, I had a client jump on a call with me, and we were still actually in the discovery stage. So he wasn't my client yet. Right? Wasn't my client yet. He's no longer my client right now. But anyway, wasn't my client yet. We were still doing the discovery calls and the consultations. So it was the founder and president of a 7-figure recruitment agency. He was talking about how many cold emails he gets every day. I should post this call. Maybe, okay, I'll stash that idea in the back of my head. But anyway, he was talking about, and this actually happened across multiple clients and multiple calls, so I'll have a lot of this footage. But anyway, he was talking about how many cold emails he gets every day. He gets bombarded with emails, right? Emails, cold calls, everything. He gets bombarded. Everything from YouTube content agencies trying to pitch him stuff to little 17-year-old lead gen kids trying to pitch him 5 meetings a month, some deal generation. It's the same thing with my active clients right now. They tell me the exact same thing. I have proof of this. I'm not BSing you here. I have these calls recorded, and I might publish those if we get into how to do sales calls and stuff like that. But they literally say verbatim. They say, Pablo, I get hit up all the time. I hear this every week. I have all my client calls on Monday. I hear this every week from my clients. They say, I get hit up. I'm still getting hit up. I'm getting all these offers. They're hitting me up all the time, multiple times a day with these offers. And it's all lead gen, or it's all YouTube content agency, or it's all, SEO or whatever it is, or LinkedIn content agencies or Twitter content agencies will get you 10 calls a month, multiple times a day. And I don't want this to scare you. I don't want this to scare you. But I do want you to know that nothing is new anymore. Unless the tech is new, like when AI first came out or ChatGPT first came out or whatever it was, Shopify first came out. Unless the tech is new, you are not pitching anything novel. So what do we do about this? How do you cut through and make more money for yourself and your business? So I will show you the strategy and the tactics that are allowing me to scale quickly. And you would know this if you watch my stuff because I've been documenting the ups and downs in real time on camera since day one. If you go to my YouTube channel, you sort by oldest, you can literally see. I started posting about 2 to 3 months into building my agency. So we are still very young. Now ask yourself, how is it that I am crushing everyone that I started with? Well, the answer is literally right in front of your face. Just it's literally this. It's literally this. So let's go even deeper. Let me explain the strategies and tactics. So first off, volume. Volume compensates for saturation of the market. You are going to optimize everything for volume for yourself and your clients, designing your workflows not to be fancy and get sophisticated, hyper personalized outputs, but for volume. You're going to optimize for volume. You're only going to personalize only so that you don't get blacklisted and just enough to get out of the spam zone and make it relevant. We'll come back to this, but really it's this stuff. Oh, I didn't even link it here. Hold on. It's this stuff. Like this is a agency cold email workflow we built, which I give you access to. Just zoom in. And this is optimized for volume. Literally one of the things it says here is, where can we get the most leads? Right. It's, you can't even see this right now, but at the bottom there, it says, did you get to 1,000 leads? Why? Because the amount of leads we get determines the amount of emails we're going to be able to send. We've kind of mapped out the math. If we get 1,000 leads, we're probably going to end up sending 100 emails. But anyway, you're going to optimize for volume. I mean, long story short, this is a long-winded way of saying you got to send as many emails as possible to have the stats work in your favor for cold emails. Just like cold calling, you got to make as many cold calls as possible. I was the number one SDR in the when I was an SDR, and it's because I made the most cold calls. Period. So it's that. Anyway, so volume. Second is success multipliers. Now, apologies, I had to pivot earlier and talk about what my clients and prospects are saying to make this all real for you. But anyway, let's talk about success multipliers. So this is a cutout from the cold email money printer blueprint. So I call these, what I'm about to talk about, success multipliers because they multiply success, and not linearly, exponentially. So things like client video testimonials, social proof, social presence, your landing page, so on and so forth. Why do you think I pump out so much content? Why do you think I start all my content with all this like social proof? Literally the number one thing at the top of this document is a $28,000 deal that came in 2 days ago from a client with the date, the timestamp, so on and so forth. And then there's this deal, and then there's this case study breakdown, and then there's the screenshots, and then there's the more screenshots. And if screenshots aren't enough, and if dates and times aren't enough, then there's an actual client testimonial interview. If that's not enough, then you can go to my social media and see people who are at the top of the industry actually interacting with me, so on and so forth. And if that's not enough, then you know what I mean? Like it just keeps going. It keeps going. So, and you can never have enough social proof. But anyway, let's get into the actual types of success multipliers. So client video testimonials are far and away the biggest success multipliers you can have, specifically video testimonials where you are on a call interviewing them on video, not them leaving you a written post on Trustpilot, not them leaving you a video testimonial that they just record and send to you. You on a call with them on a Zoom call or a Google Meets call, interviewing them, asking them questions. So I linked one here as an example. I'm going to mute this, but you can watch this on your own time, right? And I have this as part of my VSL. Anyway, so let me be very clear. So these success multipliers are the only way to cut through a saturated market fast. If you're concerned with just cutting through, but you don't care how much time it takes, then it's fine. You can skip this video. But if you want to cut through quickly, I assume you want to do so because time is money and you have a lot of it to make. And you got to make it quickly or else someone like me is going to come in and take it and take all the clients. If you're fine just pacing it, going at your own little pace, then fine, you can skip this video. But I'm here to work with people who want to make more money and operate quickly. It kills me when people operate really slowly and think that they have all the time in the world. But anyway, you can still cut through just sending cold emails with no YouTube, social media, whatever, but it will take you way longer. So this is how I'm able to cut through and scale so quickly in any space I enter. That's the secret. Success multipliers. I did it, and we'll go even deeper. So I did it in 2 different niches, and this is my third now. VintaScale is my third business, my third real business. And it's also why I don't fear saturated markets, because I understand what the success multipliers are. I know how to shape my own narrative and shape the trajectory of my business. So if you go watch this video, it shows you exactly how I hit 10 grand in less than 30 days, 10K a month in less than 30 days. And then from there, like 45K a month, 30 days later, 8 weeks, 8 weeks, 8 weeks. And VintaScale is going to be even bigger, and I'm building it right in front of your face. But anyway, having a personal brand is the only way to differentiate yourself. It just is. So if you are afraid of putting yourself out there, I don't want to speak to you. You are a loser, and you think you still have a choice when you are not where you want to be. Have fun being broke. I view the fact that I'm not where I want to be, even right now, as an emergency. That is why I'm putting out content so aggressively. That's why I'm recording and uploading. Well, I'm recording 10 reels a day. And I'm recording and uploading 1 YouTube video every single day. I'm crushing my competition. But anyway, let's get back to you because I'm not that important. Success multipliers. So social proof. We talked about client video testimonial interviews. Let's talk about social proof. So client video testimonials, we talked about that. YouTube videos. So if you don't have any client video testimonials, you got to go hard with the YouTube videos. This is why I started going hard with the YouTube videos at the very beginning. And I still waited 3 months to even start recording on YouTube. Before I even had a concrete client video testimonial, I started making YouTube videos. So things like how I would do blank. If you don't have any clients yet, talk about, and here I go, making beginner content again, even though I said I don't make beginner content. But anyway, just soak it in regardless. It still applies, even if you're at 20, 30K a month. How I would do X is a great way to spin up social proof. Publishing your own internal case studies as well. Your own tutorials, right? So when I didn't have any clients, I was talking about how we overcame things in our business, and that gave them confidence to say, okay, this person at least Pablo knows how to sort through problems. Pablo knows how to get results for himself. He knows how to get me on a call. So he'd probably know how to get other people on a call for me, right? And so look at these videos, like how we doubled our reply rates. Look at that right there, how we doubled our reply rates and fixed deliverability. How we 11x our cold email reply rates overnight. How I build a 100K a month cold email campaign from a recruitment firm. You know, I'm not there yet, but hey, I'm getting them well over 100K a month in deal flow now. So spoke it into existence, and it's for a recruitment firm. So you do this in motion, right? And notice how little views these get. And notice how I don't care about how many views they get. I have them purely for context. All right, so that when a prospect looks me up, or when you look me up, once they've read my cold email, it's so that I have substance on the internet. And so I have proof of existing on the internet. And so I have proof that I am who I say I am. And you need the same thing. Why? Because this is the secret. This is the reality of how cold email works. Look at this little graphic right here from the Cold Email Money Printer Blueprint. What does it say at the top in yellow? It says trust. Their trust level must be at least a 7 out of 10 for them to even book a call with you, reply to you, and then book a call, and then at least an 8 out of 10, if not a 10 out of 10, to close and have you land the deal. And so there are all these things that add to their trust level and bump it up by 1 point, by another point, by another point. So like your landing page, your internal case studies, if you publish them, the video you publish about how I would do X. And I know I'm making competition here, but again, none of you guys are going to outwork me, so it really doesn't matter. But, the looms you send, you speaking on the topic, having a VSL, like those add a point or two. So again, succeeding in cold email, it's cold, right? And you don't work on behalf of a big name brand company. So this is all about building trust, right? Like if Gary Vee were to send you an email, the trust is already there because you know who he is. If Elon Musk sends you a cold email, you know who he is. This is all about building trust. And to have success with cold email, you have to get people high on this trust meter, very high, at least a 7 out of 10. Everything you do in and outside of cold email counts towards that trust factor. I'm going to highlight this. You can't see that. There we go. I'm going to highlight this because this is the thing. This is like one of the most important sentences in this entire guide. So this is not about views, and this is not about views. This is about making money. And one B2B view is like 100 entertainment content views. So that is, that is social proof, right? That's how, if you don't have any clients, you don't have any case studies, that's no excuse. Just post this stuff. Post the stuff. And now social presence. Speak on the topic often and be everywhere. Daniel posted a tweet. I replied to it with a reply of substance, and he replied back to me. And this reply that he gave me got me a lot of interest. So I tweet 3 to 5 times a day on Twitter. I don't use ChatGPT because it's just weird now. I used to, not gonna lie. I used to use AI to make my tweets based off of like my YouTube video transcripts, but it just looks weird. You can just tell when someone's tweeting with AI. I just tweet naturally. It doesn't take that long. And I interact with people. Proof right there, right? Look at what this says right here. I'm replying to Daniel, and then Daniel is replying to me. And I post multiple times a day on LinkedIn. I'm not as active on there anymore, but look at this number of profile views. It's not a lot, but it's still 152 people in whatever time span that was. Do you see how many people are actively searching you up? The same thing's happening to you if you run an agency. This is my LinkedIn right here, by the way, that I linked. Anyway, so on one of my client calls 2 days ago, today's Wednesday, so Monday, like I said before, I have all my client calls on Monday. If you're watching / reading this, the live call of that should already be posted on YouTube. I'm going to post that in a moment. So the client on our call mentioned that our cold email campaigns that we are sending for them increased their website traffic. It drove traffic to the website and increased their website traffic by 19%. If that doesn't tell you people are searching you up, I don't know what will. So now it's so you send them, you send them the cold email, and then they're searching you up. So you have some kind of interest. Like, if it's not obvious right now, I don't know what to say. So let's keep going. So landing page, right? The essentials with the landing page are 2 things: the VSL and then overall page quality. I don't have any videos showing you how to make VSLs right now, but maybe I will in the future. I think I'm on my 7th VSL for Vintascale. My 7th VSL. The landing page does not need to be superb. It does not need to be pretty. It does not need to be like a fantastic landing page. But it needs to be 2 things. Number 1, it needs to be professional, so don't have any weird stuff on there. And number 2, it needs to be informative. So I purposely, and you've probably seen, let me go to my landing page real quick. Hold on. There. Here's my landing page. I'm gonna zoom out because I know it's zoomed in. This is my landing page. I know it's cut off at the top, but don't even worry about that. So I have the headline, I have the VSL. You can't see the headline because, well, OBS is zoomed in. And so I have the VSL, I have a type form, I have case studies, screenshots, social proof, blah, 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 more case studies, blah, blah, blah. And I don't even have all my case studies on here, so I got to update that. And, just some information about our company, how we operate, and that's it. Like, look how bare bones it is. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to have the right information. It has to be informative. I purposely leave my landing page raw and bare bones to prove a point. I beat out 99% of people who have a fancy landing page simply because I'm just a better entrepreneur than you. And I leave my landing page just really basic and raw like this, just to prove that point. My headline is better, my VSL is better, and I have everything that a prospect would need to know. So you need to understand something. If you want to start doing business with the big fish, the big players in this space, businesses with a lot of money who will pay you 5K, 10K, 20K at a time, you need to know that they care about one thing and one thing only: results. Can you get them results? Yes. Okay, cool. That's it. They'll work with you. So my entire landing page is built around letting them know that I can get them results. That's it. I don't care what the background color is of my website. So with all these things together, we are moving higher and higher on this trust meter. So I win with cold email because by the time they open up my cold email, between my offer, how direct I am, and my social presence, their trust factor is already at a 7. It's already at a 7. It's really just a matter of if it's the right time for them or not, or if they're a good fit for the offer, or if the offer is a good fit for them. So here's a test that you should do right after you finish with this guide, in this video. What comes up when you Google your name? Or your name and your company? What comes up? Because this is exactly what the person you're reaching out to is doing. So here's what happens when I Google me. This is what comes up. I should just do it live in front of you because my thing is zoomed in. This is what comes up. I Googled my name. I Googled my name. This is what comes up. And that's exactly what they're doing with you. So, and this is as of, again, August 27th, 2025. Notice how 90% of it was cold email or deal generation related. So by doing all this stuff on the internet, videos and all, and tweets and all, what I'm really doing is I'm purposely controlling my narrative and my image. I'm purposely steering it in my favor. I'm designing what I want prospects to see when they look me up, because I know I'm getting indexed in Google. I'm curating my Google search. It's all by design. Success is by design. It's engineered. It's engineered. You have to engineer it. You purposely put out stuff on Google so that you have social proof. So here's the takeaway, because this video doesn't need to be any longer, and this guy doesn't need to be any longer. You just make videos and tweets and stuff. And you don't know what videos to make? I showed you exactly what videos to make. Make these right here. Just make these, right? How I would do X, how, tutorials, internal case studies. Just make these right here. Okay. So anyway, let's wrap this up. Here's the main takeaway. So engineer your success, then send a ton of cold emails. That's how you beat everyone with cold email. And that's how I'm able to print money for myself and my clients with cold email. So engineer your success, engineer your narrative, create your online narrative, and then send a ton of cold emails. Remember, you're competing with guys like me, so good luck. Now, my offers. If you're above 20K a month, B2B only, we'll build you a custom cold email lead gen machine. Run it with you for 90 days so you get meetings with exact high ticket buyers. You retain full ownership of the entire system, so you can run it yourself forever. It's the exact same system we use right now for our clients to generate over $250,000 in pipeline every month for them. Pay one time, no recurring fees or monthly contracts. Link to my website is in the description below to book a call. If you're below 20K a month but have budget, we can discuss setting it up for you. The link to this entire document plus the link to this cold email money printer blueprint shows you exactly how to get high ticket leads, high ticket meetings with cold email for your agency or business, 10 plus a month, and literally print money with cold email. The link to both of those things, the document and the architecture, is in the description below for free. It's on Gumroad. Put in your email address. Don't worry, I won't spam you. I just need to send it to you. And put in $0 because it's free. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.